What's up, the boxing world? Welcome to Strictly Boxing with Derek Poppy Rolone. Man, I know I've been away for a minute, man, but listen, man, I got a show. I've been meaning to do this show for a while. I've been meaning to do this show ever since Canelo Alvarez fought William Skull, man. I've been trying to. I want to have this discussion, man, and I really appreciate y'all guys' input on this topic that I got for today. It's a really interesting topic I want to discuss with you guys today, man. But before we get started, man, listen, if you haven't subscribed already, bro, I appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. If you like what we talking about, hit the thumbs up, man. But most importantly, what I really like to do, especially for this show, is to give me your input of what you think about this show. Now, this show, man, it comes from a lot of fights that we've been having, man. You know, we've been having a lot of fights. But the most recent two fights that we had that is under this topic was the Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull and the Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez fight, man, you know. And a lot of people are saying that they should come up with new rules and stuff for people engaging in fights, and they should come up with, you know, fights that's boring fights, you know. So some of the fans is getting a little bit uncomfortable with guys running around the ring and not engaging and getting millions of dollars not to really engage. And it sounds, I can understand it. Look, listen, I really can understand how some of the fans might be feeling and how we might be really dealing with watching fights that we anticipate that's been hyped up to be big fights, and then one of the participants just runs around the ring, and he gets his payday, and he doesn't really engage in the fight, but he still gets paid. He lives to go again. He want to look for the next fight. So I saw a couple podcasts, man, and they was talking about coming up with some rules, that there should be rules where people can get disqualified or they can not get paid, or there should be new rules to come up, new penalties for not engaging in a fight. You know what I mean? I mean, even back when we go back to the Shakur Stevenson and Edwin De Los Santos fight, man, you know, I kind of understand what you're saying, but I can't really totally go with that, because you got to know the whole picture in this fight game, man. This fight game is different than what you guys think. And if you haven't been in there and know what it takes to get to these type of levels, man, you don't know what it's really about. You just think you're supposed to just get in there, go in there and get your brains knocked out and get your brains beat. Listen, boxing is a strategy, man. Boxing is like a chess match, man. You know, we got to come up with psychological ways of winning, man. You know, you can't always go head to head and bang, and I punch harder than you and I could take the punch harder than you, and we go to war like rockin' sock'em robots or something, and we just crash at each other. And when you do that, man, that's where we get a lot of boxers, win, lose, or draw, man, they wind up not having their brains right, not having their language right, and not being able to function. And we have guys that may have given us a great deal of what's the word I'm looking for? Of excitement. They might give us some excitement in watching an exciting fight, but at the same time, they sacrifice their health and their mindset, and I don't think that's worth any amount of money that you guys say, well, they're getting millions of dollars for that. You know what I mean? Even the Ali Foreman fight, you know, Ali had to psychologically beat him, man. He talked junk to him. He wore him out. He took him to the lead round. He came up what's called the rope-a-doop, you know? I'm going to get this guy tired. I'm going to let him throw a whole lot of big, heavy punches. I'm going to just block. And then as soon as I get him down where he getting tired, he started to get winning, then I'm going to start coming on. Then I'm going to start coming on to him, and I'm going to get him out of there. And Muhammad Ali did that. So these new rules, man, that they try to come up with, new rules to stop boring fights. You know, I really need you guys to tell me what you guys think. I'm going to tell you what I think, and then if we could debate about it, you know, it'd be good. I wouldn't mind, you know, I'll accept whatever you guys feel, man. It's not going to be like my way is the only way. But the name of the game is boxing, man. And And a lot of that moving around and dancing, because I'm gonna tell you, my opinion with the William Skull fight. I thought Skull did a tremendous job outboxing Alvarez, man. I think he did a tremendous job, man. I think it was a different fight than the William Skull with the Devin Haney Ramirez, though. To me, Devin Haney looked like he was really running, and I feel you on that. But William Skull looked like he was stepping aside, he was throwing punches, and he was boxing him. It looked like Devin Haney a little bit looked like he was afraid to get hit. Wasn't really trying to throw punches, but name of the game is boxing. And listen, the aggressive fighter, he already gets some points. The close rounds goes to the aggressive fighter. Like if there's close rounds and nobody really hitting each other because Canelo couldn't catch up with him, and just like Ramirez couldn't catch up with Haney. So, but when you go to judging each round, you give that to the aggressive fighter. There is a way of judging where the aggressiveness fighter, he gets points for that. But if you don't learn how to cut the ring off, if you don't know how to set your opponent up, if you don't know how to put him, that's part of the boxing game. That's part of talent. That's part of the skills that we go through, that we learn. You fight different styles of fights, and it's on you to learn how to fight fighters that run, fighters that's stronger than you, that's going to be coming. I can't fight him. I can't stand with him in boxing, fight him. So now I got to come up with a game plan. It's a thinking process, this boxing thing. It's not just rock 'em, sock 'em, robots where we go crash each other and the toughest guy wins. That's not really the smart way to do. So if you don't know the fight game, look, you got to box, you got to move. Okay, according to style. That's where they come up with style makes fights. Because if you're a brawler, you got to learn something more besides brawling. Man, I saw a video this morning, man, with Sugar Ray Leonard, and he was preparing. He was training, but he was sparring. And in his sparring session, you see him moving around the ring. You see him using his legs. He's setting you up. He's turning his opponent the way he moves. He's moving his opponent. He's countering him. He's catching him coming in. This is a strategy behind this boxing. You may look at a fight and think the fighter is just running and running. But if he's doing it the right way, I thought William Skull was setting him up a little bit. I thought he was rolling a little bit, trying to catch Canelo coming in, catching him with a shot, and then he moved. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do, man. You're not, I agree, there is some situation. Like, again, let's just talk about a hurt fighter. Like like I mentioned earlier with Shakur Stevenson and Dawson. He said he hurt his hand. So he hurt his hand. What are you supposed to do? Stand there and get knocked out? No. All right, in case that happens. It happens a lot of times in the fights. Box. Now I got to move. I got to change up my style. I got to adjust to where I want. I can't only have one fight style because there's different opponents. And like we all agree that style makes fights. I think it's nonsense talking about coming up with new rules and penalizing people for not engaging in the fights. Now I said it. That's my personal opinion about it, man. I don't think that's logical the way the fight game should be. Again, I repeat, the aggressive fighter already gets points for being the aggressor. Even though he might not catch him as most, but if he's trying to engage and the other person is running and not engaging, then he gets that round. Unless he get hits with a lot of punches. So now if the person that's boxing, moving around, boxing, using the ring, using his legs, if he's scoring, he gets that point. He gets that. But if they're not scoring, nobody do that, then the aggressive fighter gets the point, gets the 10-9 round. I don't know, man. Let me know what you think, man. I really appreciate, bro, different contents because everybody see this thing different. I've heard different aspects from a lot of different people. Rules to disqualify people. When you get to a level to get in that ring with the best guy, but I think I can understand though. Like I said earlier, I understand those guys that get to that level, get in there, and I ain't giving the crowd. People pay a lot of money for these big fights. I'm running. I'm a running, okay? Oh, it got me in mind thinking again. They just running, and we gonna give them this. We ain't gonna penalize them. What we gonna do about that? I don't know, man. Let me know what you think, please, man. Come on, I got me all up in the middle trying to figure out how I really feel. But I think The fight game is a strategic chess match. And the game, sometimes you move and you run. Sometimes you stand and you brawl. And sometimes, you just got to turn your opponent. You got to hold them. And if the dude hit real hard, if I'm fighting a Mike Tyson or something, you hit him and you hold his ass. If they want to take points, let them take points. But I'm going to hit his ass and hold him. And hopefully I get him to the late rounds and I can hit him and get him out of there. This is Derek Poppy Roll On at Strictly Boxing. Peace.